Good morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are, and welcome to No Tube. And it's time to talk about Quantum Leap, Season 1, Episode 2, Atlantis. I'm here with Commodore Boone, who's now going to be joining me, hopefully in the future, for further Quantum Leap reviews. How you doing, Booney?
Oh, we're doing good.
Fantastic. So, this episode was basically uh, Ben Sung in space. He's taken over the body of an astronaut
Hmm.
who, during the course of his particular storyline, seems to every time he does something that would stop him from this astronaut being killed, which is what will make him eventually leap into hopefully getting
Right.
back into the regular timeline. He finds out that okay, I've resolved this issue. Oh, another issue. Resolves that issue. Another issue. Resolves that issue. Another issue. So he has to keep resolving things in order for him to leap because every time something is sorted, his death ends up coming in for another predicament because they are in space and there's many ways
Yes.
to die in space. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And obviously this must have been a nice episode for you being a sci-fi nut as well,
Oh,
seeing
yeah. That's great.
seeing them in a space shuttle, doing all that space shuttle type of things.
No, that
And we
oh,
did
that
have
that was awesome.
and seeing the captain as well, being injured and him
Hmm.
being out of commission, and obviously Ben having to learn on the job. I mean, he is a scientist, but he's not an astronaut, so he's having to learn on the job, so to speak. Luckily he's got Allison, who, by the way, I just realized is can be an abbreviation for Al. His wife is Allison, so she can be in it. She's Al,
There you
and
go.
yeah, exactly. And obviously she's telling him what
Coincidence.
to do. Yeah, I think not, but
Mm.
um, it's funny in a way because because I don't know how you feel, but I want to get into the subplot storyline, but in a second. But I almost feel like what Ben has to do in his in in order to leap. It seems like that's not as important as the present day storyline. Would you say?
Hmm.
Yeah,
Pretty
because in my
much.
opinion, yeah, because in my opinion, like the present day storyline seems to be like the more linear storyline, and it's what it's supposed to make you keep coming back every week. I mean, you can't, you could afford to miss an episode of Quantum Leap here or there,
Hmm.
and you would still be fine going back to it. You can't really afford to miss a. I mean, when I say Quantum Leap, I mean the 1995 one with
Right.
Scott Bakula. But in this one, because they have a present day storyline, you can't really afford to miss an episode because you might miss out on what's going on with the present day and understand what the bigger picture is. But there seems to be a bigger picture here with this present day episode. I'm not sure how you feel. How do you feel personally about a present day storyline, Commodore Boone?
It was an awesome story. I mean, every time that you watch it, you find something different. I mean, to be on a space shuttle, Atlantis, that was back in 1998. I mean, that brings back a lot of memories. Me sitting in front of TV, watching the space shuttles go up, and you always like, damn, I wish I can go up there. Ben was lucky; he got up there, and
Yeah,
his assistant. I mean, she sat on the back of the shuttle and she looks around like, I always dreamed about this, and I'm here. I'm not really here, but I'm here. I mean, they was all excited to be in space.
yeah, but how do you feel about the present day storyline? That's what. Sorry,
Oh, the
if you
present.
yeah, the present day. Like, do you feel like that's a good storyline to have? Are you interested? Are you invested? Do you wish it was more like the original series where we just focused on the past with hardly any present day storyline? Because now we've got a linear story. I mean, do you feel it takes away from Ben Sung, the present day storyline?
It's different than what the original Quantum Leap was, and I haven't really watched original Quantum Leap for quite a few years. It's different. I mean, I always like to sit down and watch it. I was hoping
Yeah,
to keep on watching it, and
and now we got
now I'm able to watch it now. So there you go.
we got Janice, who is the daughter of Al, the original Al, that is. She's in the mix. And what we did find out with the
Mhm.
present day storyline is we don't know if Ben is friend or foe because they don't really want Ben to get his full memory back, because if he
Yeah.
does, they might realize that he might have had malicious reasons for doing the quantum leap or being involved in the time travel program. So they don't really want to get his full memory back.
Hmm.
So they're just trying to find out what his intentions are. So that was quite interesting. I didn't mind that. That was a good way of doing things. But there's no way Ben's a bad guy. If he is, that'd be a fantastic twist. I'll be honest with you.
Oh yeah, it would be.
And then maybe he would he's trying to change his ways. Now you realize, oh my god, I did this for the wrong reasons. And then he tries to change his ways and
Right.
become a good guy. But that would be very interesting. But Al having a daughter, well, we never knew about that.
Hmm.
But we saw his wife very briefly as well in this episode too. But yeah, Al's daughter is like, she will have some answers regarding what Ben's intentions are. So it's going to be a bit of a cat and mouse game now of trying to catch up to her. Now
Hmm.
she left a device. She left a device in her underground science lair in her mother's house,
Yep.
or was it in her house? It's hard to say. But she had the underground science layer, and they were able to retrieve that device. Magic and his assistant, Magic
Yes.
played by Ernie Hudson, and they retrieved that device. And Allison, Ben's wife, also has a flash drive, and
Hmm.
they connected those two devices together, and they were able then to find a destination that seems to be very very much in Ben's plans. Like he wants, there's a destination in time. Now, is that destination embodied by a person? And obviously Ernie Hudson's character of Magic asks, why does Ben find that particular destination so interesting?
Yeah.
So there's a larger narrative here, but what concerns me the most is this larger narrative going to take away from Ben's time traveling hijinks, so to speak? Because that also was so good about the original Quantum Leap. Like we just saw Sam Beckett jumping from body to body,
Right.
but this time around, does it really matter what Ben Sung's doing? All we give a fuck about is the present day storyline and finding out this mystery. I
Mm.
mean, sometimes it'll be nice to stick with Ben and all of that. It's hard to say how I feel about this at the moment. We're only 2 episodes in, so it's
Yeah, I know.
very hard to make a determination. But how do you feel so far about
Uh,
all of this?
it was pretty awesome when they put that thumb drive in and you seen his map and that one little thing just beeping, just flickering like crazy, and they're like, "Oh, must be the
Mm.
designation," like he was talking about. So how? So what he had planned? Well, I guess we'll have to figure out down the road what's going to happen.
I'm really worried they're going to do the God storyline. I really am worried. Now, I'm not a religious person, so
Yeah.
it's nothing to, but it's not really to do with that. I just thought that Sam was time jumping for God, so to speak, doing
Mm.
God's work. I thought that was a bit ridiculous. And then we had the evil time jumper as well, trying to fuck things up and only able to leap once they ruin people's lives. And she was doing it for the devil.
Mm.
Yeah, that was so weird. But I don't really want that, I that's
Right.
but if they are but this show is a sequel to the original Quantum Leap, so I do feel that they might go down that route. So if they're staying honest to the source material, so to speak, but I don't even know if they're doing that. It's just, oh god, it's just so bizarre. You know, it's
It's mind-boggling.
it's mind-boggling, but I'm not sure. It's not necessarily satisfactory.
Mm.
Like this show is is interesting to watch, but I'm not sure if I'm happy with the overall approach. And like, how long can you string us on with this storyline? Because if you're going to do several seasons of
Hmm.
this this thing has to be, this particular present day storyline needs to be resolved to a degree. And if they, and then if they do resolve it, then what's the present day going to be about? Just trying to
Right.
get Ben back home? Surely they'll have to try and intertwine Sam Beckett in there at some point and get Scott Bakula on board on this show because people are dying for Scott Bakula. You know what I mean? Do you know every time fucking Scott Bakula goes to these Star Trek conventions, they never ask him about Enterprise. They always fucking ask him about Quantum Leap. You
Yep.
know, they always do. You know, like clockwork. So people are dying to see him back. This is the role that made him famous, not Star
Yes.
Trek. You
Right.
know what I mean? So it'll be good to see him back in this because I'm hoping once they do resolve this particular storyline, the modern day storyline will be to do with catching up with Sam or something like that. You know, maybe like some sort of space hunt. So
That'd
no,
be
it's not
awesome.
space hunt, some time hunt. You know
Yep.
what I mean? Something like that. You know, maybe an evil quantum leaper like they did before. I'm not sure, but not necessarily for the devil, but just somebody who likes to fuck things
Hmm.
up. I don't know. I mean, there's so many. There's so many ways this can go, but eventually this particular storyline of this location it has to be resolved this season. So once that gets done, see what happens afterwards. But I'm just, I don't even know what to make of the show at this moment in time. I did enjoy watching the episode. I'm just concerned it might not be my quantum leap. That's all, you
Yeah.
know.
Well,
So
it's just like Star Trek. I mean, there are so many possibilities, so many versions that you can do until you get to the point of all right, you did all this and do that. What else is there can you do? And it's
yeah,
probably the same thing with Quantum Leap. I mean, I forget how many seasons the original season had,
I can
but
find out for you.
yeah, but this one here, I mean, it's I mean, since the first episode and now the second episode and now the third one will be coming up. I mean, as you've seen, he got into a boxer's body and he got smacked and he's like, oh boy.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, he doesn't have that, does he? You know,
Yeah.
oh, it went on from
I think he tries to say oh shit though, but of course Sam always said oh boy.
yeah, he did. I I think he did 5 seasons.
Hmm.
Yeah, 5 seasons,
5 seasons.
1989 to 1993.
Yeah.
1989. I didn't realize it was that far back.
Yeah. It was like I said, it was a long time ago, man. Backed up the trolley. Yeah, it's been a while. I mean, I haven't really seen the original, but since I got locked on the NBC, I can see the original series as well. So I can just go back and forth.
Yeah, so five
Yeah.
seasons. You know, I don't know how many episodes this particular show is gonna have. I hope it's not going to be like fucking CW where it's got like 22 fucking episodes because that's a lot of dilution.
Yeah.
It doesn't need that much, you know. It just a show like this needs uh 8 episodes.
Well,
Um,
well, well, everything else is doing 10 episodes. No matter what you watch anymore, so it might be the same way. It's hard to tell.
Let me see. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, 9 episodes in season
Nine.
one. 9 episodes in
That's
season one.
close.
One, two, three, four, five, six, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 20, 20. What the hell? No, I must have miscounted. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Yeah, 22 episodes in season two. That's amazing. So 9 episodes in season one. The show became a smash hit. And then they gave 22 episodes in season two.
Well,
Unbelievable. 22 episodes in season three.
yep, they did
22
a lot.
episodes in 22 episodes in season four.
Mm-hmm.
and 22 episodes in season 5. Yeah,
Yep.
they did a lot, and they ended it as well. That's what I love about this show. They ended it. Like they never let the show get cancelled. It had a finish.
Hmm.
A final episode, which is
Yes.
something not many television series used to have back then. They would continue until they cancelled. This
Hmm.
show had a bookend, and I loved it for that. But anyway, we've yabbed on enough. What are you going to mark this out of, Commodore?
Well, give it a mark. We got to warm up the sausages, as cousin Cheetah would say. I would
Oh, I'm
give it.
going to get go on.
Huh?
I'm going to give mine first as you warmed up your sausages.
Oh, go ahead.
I'll give it 7 out of 10. I mean, for what it's worth, there were some good moments. The space scenes were pretty good for a low budget show. You know what I
It
mean?
was.
Like the leap at the end, like I'm going to do a leap, but it's not a quantum leap; it's a space leap. And he knocks on the Russian window and stuff like that. I swear, at one point he just lets go and he's just hanging in space. I'm thinking, mate, what are you doing? You don't let go. But fair
Yeah.
enough. He did that,
Yeah.
and yeah.
Yeah. I mean that was pretty neat. He got on the side of the cargo bay and he leaped right towards that mirror station, and he had a hell of a time trying to hang on, but then he's banging on there. Anybody in there? Anybody in there? And this one guy comes up and he says, "I need help." And he goes,
Mm,
he just nods.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Like, okay, fine. Like it's like the postman's popped over or something like that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he goes, "Oh, give me a minute, I'll just get my shoes on."
Yeah.
Yeah, but and like I say, I give it a 7 because like I said, that those were the best parts, and I'm not sure how I felt about the present day storyline.
Right.
There was a bit of tension between like those two factions. There was Allison and the non-binary person whose name
Hmm.
escapes me, and then you had Magic and the Asian lady whose name escapes me. So you had those two
Hmm.
factions, but eventually they came together because I
Right.
like the way Magic came across. Like he did say, yeah, we are all trying to figure this out. And then when they realized they're all on the same team, that's really what mattered, regardless. So that was cool. But nevertheless, even though that was sweet, I'm not 100% sold on the present day storyline yet. So I guess a 7 out of 10 for me. What about yourself?
Well, I love the space scenes, the space scenes there. I mean, to see the space shuttle Atlantis go up, and they're having issues up there that their cargo shifted on them. I don't know how in the heck that cargo shifted on them and hit the thrusters and went wacko and everything. That's pretty
Hmm.
awesome. All the stuff up there. Then the guy shoots to the mirror station and saves the day. I give it an 8, a solid 8.
Fair enough. And next week we got boxing. Boxing. I like boxing, by the
Yes.
way. I'm a fan of boxing. So it'll be interesting to see where this goes. Maybe Ben Song's character takes one too many hits to the head and he dies, so he has to play defense in this entire match. Who knows? Yeah. But one thing for sure, like they'll try to get him home and it will fail. There's no fucking
Yeah.
way. You know what I mean? So yeah, we'll see how that pans out. Anyway, Commodore, thank you very much for joining me on
You're
this
welcome.
chat. I look forward to next week, and I'll see you for Star Trek Lower Decks.
Yep.
All right, take care,
Done.
everyone. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe to NerdTube, the greatest YouTube channel you never heard of, and let us know what you think of Quantum Leap. Take care. Bye bye.